Hey, JulesBlessedVegan, and as always, welcome to my channel. And for those of you who are new, I know you can benefit. So I'm going to talk about weightlifting after age 50, dare I say. But you know what? It's just good for all ages. But I think when you're like after certainly 40, 50, if you're dealing with menopause, anything like that, it's really important. And I found a fantastic article to tell us why it is so important. The reason this comes up is because of the icon for this video, which is this like amazing machine that is currently taking up a portion of my, I guess, I don't know, office area, I'll have to say. A different office area. But anyway, it's called an Inspire Fitness FTXC. And on sale, it was $1,500. $15.99. And my husband had to have it. Will he ever use it? I don't know. But should I? Absolutely. So I was like, you know what? I can do it. I'm excited about it. I like to be strong. I really like to be strong in my body. And since I was awoken from my horrific food coma and terrific weight gain, I am happy to have tools in my home with no excuses to work back to where I was on my way to begin with, right? All right, let's get into it. And forgive me if I have any lettuce in my teeth. I tried to check, but I have so much stuff glued to my teeth that it's really hard for me to tell. But anyway, at least we know it's lettuce and nothing else, right? Okay, this is your guide to strength training over age 50. But again, any age is great. And if you're obese, especially, it doesn't matter how old you are because your body's already struggling as if it was 50, depending on what you're doing. Okay, so it reads, weightlifting may very well be the fountain of youth. Research shows resistance training, and that's a hyperlink. Exercise not only improves muscle strength, metabolism, and balance, it reduces signs of aging at the cellular level. Super important. What's going on under the skin? As well, helping you look and feel years younger. The benefits of strength training are indisputable. Like, hi, try and argue it, you're going to lose. It's indisputable. But getting started after age 50 may present a few challenges, especially if you have a history of back, hip, knee, or other joint pain. And that's not my case now. You know, really early on, so in my late 20s, I was in severe pain. I'd been in a couple of car accidents. I'd had my fourth and fifth lumbar were inflamed, and like I was in really bad shape. I mean, I got to the point where I'd have to like crawl on the floor initially to get to the restroom, you know, and then I used a cane for like 6 months before I got surgery. And everybody said don't, and I'm so glad I did, because, oh my gosh, I've essentially been pain-free since. Okay, before getting started on a new exercise routine, excuse me, consult your doctor. The National Strength and Conditioning Association recommends older adults perform strength training exercises 2 to 3 days a week. So you know me, I always go into that mindset of more is better, right? If some is good, more is better. And it's like, cool your jets, girl. 2 to 3 days a week is enough. I mean, it's just like on the rebounder. No matter what, my lymphatic system has to move. And the best way is bouncing. But 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 is enough. I don't have to go for 40 or 60 minutes, right? Okay, 2 to 3 days a week. Focus on working all the major muscle groups, including the arms, legs, and shoulders. And the trunk, with a goal of lifting a weight just heavy enough to achieve 10 to 15 reps before the muscles become fatigued. Well, right now I'm only doing, I think it's 30 pounds because, you know, I'm heavy. I haven't worked out in a long time. And so, yeah, it's about 30 pounds and I'm doing 20 reps and I feel it. I really feel it. Okay, so strength training isn't limited to free weights or machines. You can also use water, your body, or elastic bands for resistance, and that's so true. You know, I was doing some, let me try and think what it's called. Starts with a C, has about 10 letters. When you use your body, something's getting me. Every time the air comes on, something's getting me, but I feel so bad because I have to ask my husband to change the filter every month. And sorry, I have to breathe, and we live in the desert, and a lot of stuff gets in that filter. Kalinetics is what's coming to mind. Kalinetics, does that sound right? One moment, please. I think it is. Might be Kalinetics. One moment. Okay, so yeah, Kalinetics is when you use your own body weight. And so sometimes I'll do that, where I just put my arms on the chair and lower my body, you know. I do a lot of things to do Kalinetics, but I'm happy to have an actual machine. I also do like rubber band resistance as well. And of course, for me, nothing beats the rebounder, but it's good to have options. But what's most important is to know you don't need any machines. God is so good to us that our body alone can help us. Okay, so adults age 50 and older may find it helpful to start seeing a physical therapist, help increase range of motion and strength in any stiff, painful joints, and consider taking a few sessions with a personal trainer to ensure you're lifting correctly to avoid injury. Usually when you join a club, and there's so many clubs right now that are like $10 a month, amazing. They usually do introduce you to each weight because they don't want the liability of you injuring yourself. Anyway, chronic pain, praise God, is not my story. It is my husband's, which is why he may not use this machine for a while, even though I know if he can push through, the machine would ultimately help him out. So weight training versus aerobics. This was really important for people over 50. Like a lot of people think, oh good, run more, half marathon, whatever. And they're saying no, weight more, use more weights. And yes, continue with the other. Okay, so most older individuals are well aware that they need regular aerobic exercise such as walking, swimming, or running to strengthen their heart and lungs and tone their bodies. But many ignore weight training or resistance training. Strength training is the only type of exercise, let's hear that again. Strength training is the only type of exercise that can substantially slow and even reverse the declines in muscle mass, bone density, and strength that were once considered inevitable consequences of aging. Like we've since learned, you can regain, you can rebuild. Older adults who have been sedentary for a while will benefit from establishing a strength training routine before beginning a walking program or other aerobic activity. So actually getting strengthened first. Research shows people over the age of 50 who are inactive are at a higher risk of falls, you think, because their muscle tone is weak. Flexibility is often limited and balance may be precarious. And there's a ton of hyperlinks and proof, and this is a scientific article. To reduce the risk of falls and injury, when first starting out, begin by strengthening large muscle groups, including legs, arms, and trunk muscles for 3 to 4 weeks of at least twice weekly weight training sessions before incorporating long walks or other aerobic exercise. So this part's super important and doable. So it reads, for active adults, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services recommends 20 to 30 minutes of weight training 2 to 3 times a week and 20 to 60 minutes of aerobic activity 3 to 5 times a week and stretching exercises at least twice a week. Now, I think all of that is really doable, especially if you break it up. So for me, like when I'm feeding my dogs, I'm actually using that workout machine and I'm just doing 4 reps of 20. And then when I'm out with my horses, I have to be physically lifting, 50 pounds at a time. And so that's part of it. Getting on the rebounder for 20 minutes straight. And then, of course, making sure that I'm walking, wherever else I have to do during the day. So it's really funny. I'm tripping over my mouth. But it's because of something that was in my salad. But I don't know what the culprit is. But something rearranged in my mouth. I had just had a salad for dinner before this video. Every once in a while I'll have a response to something, but I can't necessarily pinpoint what's causing it. Anyway, so really important. I'm active already. but I'd love to be more active, and I'd like my activity to be far more deliberate. So let's go again, 20 to 30 minutes of weight training 2 to 3 times a week. Again, those could be 10 minute, 10 minute, 10 minute. 20 to 60 minutes of aerobic activity 3 to 5 days a week. Again, break it up, and stretching at least twice a week. Okay, strength training isn't limited to free weights or machines. You can also benefit from using water, your body weight, or elastic bands for resistance, which of course it already said. Yeah, super important. If you're going to say, well, I don't really have anything at my house, pick up a 10-pound bag of flour, pick up your grandbaby, pick up your dog. Like, there's stuff. Use your own body weight as resistance. Do some push-ups just off the wall. Put your hands on a chair and lower your body. I mean, there's so many ways. Excuses will never get you there, but there is an answer for every excuse. Okay, discomfort versus pain. This is really important. While no pain, no gain may be a mantra in the weight room, you shouldn't actually experience pain while lifting weights. Super important. You do not want to compromise your body that way. Some discomfort is to be expected as you work the muscle to fatigue. Yeah, sure, number 16, 17, 18, it's going to be a little hard. But if you're already in pain, something's displaced, you're not, the weight is too much for you, you have to be really aware. When muscles are challenged by resistance, tissue breakdown occurs. It's normal to feel some soreness the day after workout as the muscle fibers heal and become stronger. I love that. But again, that's where the stretching can come in. You can always put on a warm pack. If you feel joint or nerve pain or are putting a tremendous amount of strain on any part of the body, you're probably going overboard. That whole idea that more is more. No, less is more. And can harm yourself. Strains, sprains, and tissue damage can take weeks or even months to heal. Ugh, don't I know it? So preventing injury should be the top priority. You're not doing this for anybody else. It's just for you. You're not even required to do it. The world could care less if you stay sick. Like, sick is, in. So be patient with yourself. And by you, I mean me. Stop lifting immediately if you feel a sharp pain in the muscle or joint. If the discomfort is severe and does not resolve with rest, see your doctor. Additional benefits. In general, as people grow older, muscle fibers shrink in number and in size. They start to atrophy, right? They tighten up. And because less sensitive to massages from the central nervous system, become less sensitive. This contributes to a decrease. Okay, let's go back to that whole sentence. Sorry about that. I can do this. The reason I'm pausing is because, of course, as usual, I am sneezing to death. I am not allergic to this topic. I just need the darn air filter changed again. Okay. I'm going to read this again. In general, as people grow older, muscle fibers shrink in number and in size, atrophy, and become less sensitive to messages from the central nervous system. Okay, that was classic. I'm like, massages? Wow, does your body like naturally massage? Oh, jeez, please. Okay. I gotta be careful. I'm tired, and you know me. I will get giggly if I get tired. Forgive me. Okay. This contributes to a decrease in strength, balance, and coordination. Fortunately, beginning a strength training exercise routine after the age of 50 can halt these declines and boost health in a number of ways. Woo, woo. Yes, please. So why do it before 50, right? Like, I'm right at the perfect age. Get on with it. Okay. 1. Reverse aging. Although there's no question that people start to experience at least some degree of muscle atrophy after age 40, the extent to which this occurs depends on a number of factors, including genetics, diet, smoking and alcohol, and most importantly, physical activity level. Research shows inactivity is responsible for the majority of age-associated muscle loss, and resistance exercise can reverse. Let's read that again. Resistance exercise can reverse much of this by increasing the size of the shrunken muscle fibers. Number 2, strengthen bones. Weight training increases bone mass, which lowers the risk of developing osteoporosis and fractures. Strength training adds more weight to the skeleton by building muscle, which stimulates the bones to strengthen and grow. Is that part of that? Is it called HDH? The thing that you start to lose and little kids have a lot of and stuff. It's kind of reminding me of that. So important. Strength training can improve your bones. Oh, I love that. Number 2, ease joint pain. See, this is the irony. Yes, you're hurting at first, but if you can get to the other side, like my dude. I was like, honey, it's $1,500, $1,600. Are you sure? You sure gonna? Oh yeah. No, I'm stoked. We're gonna use it. It was a matter of, the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. He has such a desire to be well, but he's hurting so much. Poor guy. Let me go to a sidebar. Here's the prayer for my husband, okay? He's coming up on 1 year since he had his hernia surgery. Like August 1st will literally be 1 year. He's been in unbearable chronic pain for the entire year. Okay, I talked him in to getting the hernia surgery because he'd had a mild hernia and it'd been bothersome, and I just knew this would be the answer. Thank God this isn't loaded. It did not work out. Did not work out. Okay. So what's the option? He can get surgery again, and they can go in and try and fix whatever it is that's causing this insane pain. But he will for sure be out of commission for like 2 months. And of course he's scared because he's like, how can we afford our life and da-da-da. But what he's not considering is that his job costs money. Like the $600 to $800, dollars in gas per week. The of course, insurance on the truck. Like, there's a lot of things that cost money that won't be going out. And yes, it'll be a struggle, but God will provide. He needs quality of life, people. I'm not kidding you. So prayers that he'll take that risk and know that will be provided for. Okay, so here it is. He can ease his joint pain. Proper strength training doesn't apply stress directly to joints. Proper is the key word. And is ideal for people with arthritis. In fact, rheumatologists with the Arthritis Foundation recommend weight training for patients with arthritis. Like everybody would say, oh, I have arthritis. Don't. Do. And there's a hyperlink. Although exercise cannot reverse arthritic changes, lifting weights helps alleviate symptoms by strengthening the muscles, tendons, and ligaments that surround the joints. I love that. Better quality of life. Number 4, resistance exercise can also help older adults live independently by giving them the strength they need to perform everyday tasks. There's even evidence that resistance exercise can help people sleep better and can improve the mood of mildly to moderately depressed individuals. Of course, he's depressed. He's in pain all the time. This is our solution. Yes, and it's right in our living room. Well, whatever part of the room that is. All right. What do you think, people? It sounds fabulous to me. I'm looking forward to sharing in that way. Again, my food is in order. Yay. Now I just want to add that strength training, for so many reasons. But one of the worst things for me was when I was 26 years old, I got raped. And what was so distressing, and yes, to be fair, I had been drinking, but I did not have the strength to hold that guy off of me. And I remember just being so upset and so angry that I didn't have the physical strength to hold that guy off of me, and here all these years later, I'm still promising myself that, we'll get in the shape we deserve to feel confident this side of heaven. All right. Anyway, like if you like, join us if you haven't subscribed. Let me know in the comments below how I may support you. And until we talk again, best of all, you can use your own body, people. You don't need any equipment at all to do strength training, and therefore, you're blessed.